I just recently checked myself out of a mental hospital. See, approximately 12 hours ago, I was on a Umamusume run of a lifetime. TM Opera O had been getting first place in every conceivable race known to man. I was simply riding the high of non-stop success. But this was all before I was hit with a flashbang at the Rima Kinen. One of the other trainers proceeded to put a bag over my head, bashed my skull in with a bat, and shot Opera O in her kneecaps, making her fall into 10th place. I was concussed for about 3 hours. When I had finally awoken, I had been receiving the loss in such a devastating fashion, I found myself in a rage-induced psychological break. I had fallen into a fugue state. I began violently flailing my arms, kicking and screaming like a child, repeatedly punching my monitor, and snapping all known mobile devices within a 12-mile radius in half. With all of the blood rushing to my head in rage, I proceeded to pass out, going unconscious once again. It was at that point I began to come to once more, and as I opened my eyes, I bore witness to TM Opera O. She had somehow transcended into the real world, and before I could question whether it was because I was off my meds or if I had finally passed on into the afterlife, she spoke to me. Profound words I will never forget. Trainer-kun, あなたは retarded this. As she had told me those words, I had suddenly exploded into a new man. She opened my eyes to never giving up, never surrendering, and showing the world what the supreme dark overlord of the last century can truly do. I proceeded to lose 5 careers after that at the Japanese Derby. Believe it or not, Umamusume Pretty Derby is more than just another gacha game. This game has plenty of hype moments and amazing bonds you can build with your Umamusume. There's also the aspect of this game that perfectly encapsulates the personalities of almost all the horses they're supposed to represent in real life. It even has people looking into things outside of gacha, even supporting some of the horses who are still alive after all these years. This is the first time I had seen a gacha game unify so many people under the love for something in real life, and that's why I want to stand with this game and even continue to make content for it. I never would have imagined I would be positively obsessed with a horse girl racing game, but here we are. Though, now that I think about it, I shouldn't be surprised. 25 years ago, in 1999, I was struggling to walk down the street and avoid space ninjas every 5 seconds. I think they were called Tenno or something. As I walked into a bar, I saw the bartender had on some Japanese derby. When I saw those horses racing with everything on the line, I knew my destiny was to eventually start racing pixelated anime horse girls in the big 2025. My dreams were most certainly big, and now that I'm here, I still have no idea how to beat career mode with TM Opera O. Sometimes it feels as though she enjoys trolling me every 5 seconds. It almost feels like I'm running a career with Goldship. Except my rib cage isn't shattering under the pressure of 1,000 horse kicks. TM Opera O will sometimes have spurts of power and speed that is the equivalent of the fast-traveling shockwave of a nuclear explosive. And then, there are times where I just simply feel like SpongeBob.
What are you doing, Gary? The race has started! You let Snelly take the lead!
Aside from her making me feel like an absolutely inadequate trainer, win or lose, I'm still deeply invested and constantly wanting to play the career mode in this game. I think my only problem is I don't know how to get other cards without using my currency to pull on the banners for support cards. If there's any other way that I can get support cards, please let me know. I am desperately in need for more pace chaser skills. But anyways, aside from that, I have been getting closer and closer to being able to beat career mode with TM Opera O. I still can't believe my one and only career success was with Sakura Bakushin, or Bakushin, or Bakushin. Bakushin? Anyways, my inability to pronounce her name aside, I hope you all really enjoy this game as much as I am. Seeing all of the love and unification that's happening on this game over YouTube and Twitter is actually something I never would have imagined a gacha game would be able to do. With so many of my favorite gacha games going into EOS, well, I can't really say so many, there's only really one that ended up getting shot that didn't necessarily deserve to get shot. It was just because the company just... Man, they really didn't know what to do with this game, huh? I mean, at least keep the IP open, you know, like to have other companies want to get in on making a game. You know what, never mind. I just really miss Tribe 9. But I'm gonna be real, I have a lot more fun playing this game as things are right now. I have never been so very frustrated, but yet still wanting to infinitely press that career mode over and over. And I love the fact that I get the pull currency every single time I fail to complete a career mode. It actually feels pretty nice for a change, to feel like I have some kind of infinite gacha currency farm. You know, it just feels right to have that in a gacha game. I don't know, especially in a gacha game where you need 200 pulls to spark. Is it 100 or 200? I'm pretty sure it's 200. I'm pretty sure it's the same as Blue Archive or something. But anyways, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I do have a club, so why don't you just go on ahead and hurry up and join that club. The Shu gang needs to unite in horse racing. And then we could do private rooms and just race each other. I feel like that would be really fun to do on stream. There's not really much else for me to say about this game other than the fact that if you haven't played it, then you need to play it right now. There are a lot of people out there that see this game and think to themselves, well, I'm not swinging a sword, I'm not shooting a gun, I'm not punching people in the face, and I'm not comboing people, but maybe I should just ignore this game. And I'm here to tell you, you're completely fucking wrong. And if you plan on trying to refute me in the comments section, or just tell me that it's not your style of game, I hope your jaw has been training to take a 9mm directly to it. I made sure that I trained my gun for maximum power, so when I pull this trigger, your jaw is going to escape from your mouth at the speed of light. And once your bone structure from your lower mouth ends up causing the molecules around it to go through unstable fusion because it instantly went into the speed of light, yourself, along with everyone else around you, is going to turn into a nuclear crater. So if you don't want that to happen, and you wish to save thousands of lives, then download Umamusume Pretty Derby. This is not a sponsored video, I promise you. This is just a video from a guy that's genuinely really enjoying this game. So hurry up and get to downloading, or else you and I are going to have a light speed conversation. Anyways, I love you guys, and as always, I want you all to take care, have fun, and live your life appropriately and well, because as soon as you download this game, things will start going downhill from there. The next thing you know, you're in a mental hospital, screaming your Umamusume's name, wondering why they didn't do the last spurt to make it across the finish line. And in hindsight, maybe you should have trained your power just a little bit more for that final spurt. But anyways, like I was saying before, I want you all to take care, and peace.